Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people on whose traditional lands these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides of the universal energies. I'm absolutely loving doing these alternate readings. Oh boy, it's nice to get out of the seediness of politics and lift the vibration. So what I want to have a quick look at today, well, it probably won't be a quick look at, I want to have a look at Yowies and Bunyips. So the Yowie, I was really drawn when I was looking at the First Nations names because Yowie is the white Australian version. Gulaga, it is the Australian version of the Sasquatch. Now, I have had some fabulous stories sent to me by you in regards to Sasquatch, and I just absolutely love reading them. And what I'm getting very much is that there are two different versions. One is a larger, gentle, very gentle Mother Earth based creature that is protective of the forest, which is what I really picked up the other day. And the other is a bit of a blow in, if I want to put it a different way, not traditionally from this planet, and they are more aggressive. So I'm going to have a quick look at the Bunyips and Yowies, or Gulaga. Absolutely thrilled to see that one of the United Kingdom museums has returned 174 Australian First Nation cultural items returned to the First Nations people. Absolutely huge. These are ceremonial items, these are traditional items that were taken 150 or so years ago and shipped off over to the UK. Now, okay, using my Lightseers Tarot, which is what I like to use, I'm actually getting quite a list. Just to give you a little taste, I am going to be looking at the Hathor Temple in Egypt. I'm going to have a look at the Baghdad batteries that were used for lighting the pyramids. I'm going to have a look at the Sphinx. If there's anything else you'd like me to sort of delve into, I would absolutely, absolutely love to, and I'll try and do one a day because I really enjoy these readings. Monday also might be a bit of a European day because I want to have a look at Scotland being in the UK, Denmark, and what's going on in Birmingham at the moment in England as well. So let's have a quick look. Now, the Bunyips, also known as water sprites, I had when I was delving into the Bunyips, I really they're based in First Nations mythology in the southeast of Australia, so down in the Victorian type region. What I really, really felt is that they are cultural memories of a species that is now extinct in Australia. There are questions as to whether they were freshwater seals coming up the Murray River, etc. Were they oversized platypus? Quite what were they? So I'm just going to have a quick, draw some cards from the Bunyip to start with, and then I might have a look at the Gulaga, the Yowie. So what can you tell me? Now, no matter what any Australian tells you about drop bears, they, yeah, drop bears are really mythical. They're just a bit of a yarn that's been made up. Okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. What can you tell me about the Bunyip, the water sprite in southeastern Australia? And do we need to delve further? Show me the Bunyip. The Bunyip, what do we need to know about the Bunyip? Come on down, let's have a look. Seven of Cups, poor choices, or be careful of the choices that you make. Oh, thank you. Love it when I get a slap up the side of the head. This is about the path forward or the truth being shrouded in emotional delusion or emotional fog. with and just be careful about the truth about what you choose, because hidden in this fog, this illusion, this shrouding of the emotions, um, is some interesting creatures. So thank you. For those that are wondering, I'm having a laugh. One of my guides is an Australian First Nation spiritual and healing tribal leader. Lovely, lovely. That's Narin. Um, Narin is one of my First Nations for uncle, which is a term of great respect, because he has told me that I would not understand his name even if he attempted to tell it to me. I get the feeling it's rather long and complicated because it includes titles and his ancestry. So yeah, he's having a good old prod at me today. This is very much the truth of the Bunyip is shrouded in the mythology and the stories of the people and in emotion. But let's see where it goes. Okay, thank you. I'm getting that there is truth in the mythology of this, but it will take a lot of uncovering. It's about taking the steps to uncover the truth. There is science involved here. So the shrouding of the truth of the Bunyip is challenged by science, or is being challenged by science. Science, truth, and honesty. Okay, what's going on behind the scenes. The energies behind the scenes is the Six of Wands, being seen and heard. Thank you. I'm getting that it's about sharing the stories. The energy behind the scenes is sharing the stories of our tribal leaders, delving into the depths and bringing to the surface these stories that are shrouded in mythology. Okay. Coming out of that being seen and heard, we have a balance. The balance of nature balance of Mother Earth is what I'm getting here. The Australian First Nations people were very, very in tune with the earth on which they trod. They were very in tune about sustainability. They farmed as we consider farming, both crops and livestock. And when I'm talking about livestock, I'm talking about kangaroos and eels, etc. And that is only just now coming to light. This farming, but they're very much in tune and balanced. What have we got? Nine of Pentacles. Reaching for what we are intuitively drawn to, rather than what is easiest to believe or the biggest and blingiest solution. So I'm thinking there's some stories that are going to come out here. Okay. The karma hanging over. Knight of Swords. He's not on the motorcycle yet, but he's spurred forward towards it. And I think what's happening is once he reaches a particular point, this is about, swords are about science and honesty and truth and wisdom. I think once he reaches this point, there's going to be an increasing, there's going to be a discovery is what I'm getting here. That's going to broaden our horizons in regards to the information that is being shared, that is being brought forward. It's going to open our minds, is what I get there. Just move those cards across slightly. yeah, this is about messaging, a broader horizons from the messaging. It's going to open our minds, and it's going to be backed by science. I do apologise with the light shining on there. I've got the overhead lights on. It's a gloomy, gloomy, gloomy day where we are going to see our country from a different point of view. And for some of us, it's going to be a very comfortable point of view. Going back to a simpler time, simplifying our lives, but it's also the past. Every discovery is bringing forward more information about our past, and this is, okay, thank you, changing the way that we view it and a greater emotional connection with our past. For those that are wondering, I will be reading on the voice referendum, but not right now. I'm very troubled about a lot of misinformation, deliberate misinformation and fear-mongering that's coming out. I'm just going to wait till things settle a little bit more closer to the date. But yeah, the light is going to be shone. We're going to view our past differently, and we will have a greater emotional connection with our past. Eight of Pentacles, sitting back and reviewing everything that is being presented to us. This is a time of great change. And then the Knight of Wands. Volatile information, fiery information that is brought forward, but it's powerful being brought forward, and it is being heard, is what I'm getting there. There are going to be some of us that will celebrate, but there will be others that will try again, as I said with the voice, try and drag us back into the darkness. There are those of us that will intuitively see the light and celebrate and rejoice. Just be careful of any disinformation, misinformation that will try and drag us back, because we are at a emotional culmination in the cycle of this country. And I'm really feeling, and we've got the working together, our First Nations people with the new settlers working together to make magic, to bring about magic and a solid, stable foundation going forward where there is huge healing. Now, I know I said, mentioned in the voice, I'm not talking about the voice, I'm talking about Bunyip, but it's going to bring about huge healing and a significant breaking down of all that was assumed so that it can be transformed and rebuilt with that tower moment. This is actually really, really there's going to be some scientific discovery here that's just going to blow everything open, and I'm all for it. All for it. To keep going on the foundation, it just gives a bit more of a, we are at this moment where we decide to step out into the world, into truth and freedom, or we stay in our comfort zones. By the light of the moon, the pearls of wisdom are coming from Mother Earth. And it's about stepping into our authority, deciding what future we want and taking the steps to make it happen. Okay. This is really interesting. I'm getting that there is it may not be a bunyip itself, but there is something here that is going to bring about significant scientific discoveries that is going to shine light on the mythology, and it's going to really change how we perceive this country. Now, there was a documentary series, which I honestly cannot remember what it was called, about the First Nations people. If you can get it, actually, I might pause you and look it up. Uh, and the discoveries that are being made about the fact that with the boomerang, it's the first. I mean, they created flight, sustained flight out of a piece of wood that was then also able to come back. They would there's old fishing structures in Billabong and lake sections which show that they farmed the eels and the fish that were in those waterways. That they were not primitive nomadic tribes. It's just absolutely fascinating. I'll actually post it to the community section, but I want to have a look. What do we need to know about the Gulagai? The Gulaga, the Gulaga in Australia. These are the Australian versions, commonly known as Yowie, the Australian versions of the Sasquatch. They have been cited. Um, Again, I mean, we've got dense national parks. There is a particular tree called the Wallamai pine that was thought extinct for since the dinosaur time, which they found a pocket of these trees in a national park only in recent history. I think only in the last 3 decades they found these Wallamai pine that were thought extinct for tens of hundreds of thousands of years, um, and that were there at the time of the dinosaur. They, uh, it's these particular pine trees, the original. They have been collecting seeds. Their location is unknown except to those that protect these pines, who are in the Forestry Service, and those scientists that collect and are cloning and uh, planting the seeds from these pines. You can buy them commercially, but they remained hidden for hundreds of years in white man time. Uh, and this is a particular enclave that when we had the severe bushfire season of 2019-2020, they actually helicoptered in specialist crews to specifically protect this enclave of pines. It's an enclave of only maybe a dozen trees themselves. So we have areas in our country that man has not stepped foot, well, white man has not stepped foot in. So there are mysteries out there that are yet to be discovered. So I sound a bit passionate about it. I am. It's a squeaky white Anglo-Saxon ancestry, but because of Naryn, my eyes have been so opened. My eyes and my spiritual connection to this country, I feel incredibly deeply my spiritual connection. And that's a message that I am bringing forward with passion. Okay, but I was talking about the Gulaga, known by the white man term of Yowie. Is he the equivalent of, are they the equivalent of the, okay. Now, I was meditating on this last night, and what I really got was that they were, okay, so you've got the Sasquatch in North America, who is very covered in hair, basically. What I got with what I saw clearly was more a mud encased entity. I'm not going to call him a creature because that sounds derogatory, but more of a uh, of the earth. Okay, what am I seeing? I'm seeing a entity that has literally smeared himself in the red mud, and then there are symbols etched into that mud. Show me, what do we need to know about the Gulaga? The Gulaga. The heart. They come with heart, they come with love, they come with nurturing and protection. They are there to nurture our relationship with Mother Nature and their connection with spirituality. So I'm going to say, yeah, they're there. Show me the Gulaga. No, I don't camp. I don't go camping. My idea of camping is 5 stars. Yeah, no, I was dragged camping a lot in my youth. Never enjoyed it, but still went along. Not by my parents, by people who were in my life at that time, who are no longer in my life, and yeah, I never liked it. Yeah, this is about opening ourselves up to what can be, more with love and intuition. Show me, show me the Gulaga. What do we need to know? Are we going to be in connection with the Gulaga? The Gulaga. Come on down. Oh, wow. How is that? Mother Earth, birth of something significantly new, but you've got the feminine energy, the light, shining the light, and pearls of wisdom coming off that light to surround and protect Mother Earth. Wings of emotional wisdom. Wow. I feel like crying actually. I'm sorry, I just feel so emotionally overwhelmed about this. Will we find connection with the Gulaga? They are here. Yes, the light will be shone. The wisdom that they can share. This is huge. It's going to be when the information is brought forward, it's going to be quite volatile, but it is going to be about sharing the passion, sharing the message. It's about meeting them halfway, putting ourselves out there, an offer being presented, but putting ourselves out there to believe and trust. A lot of information coming together, creating magic together, together with all these entities. We can create magic going forward. That's what they're here for. It's about being drawn, intuitively drawn to the opportunity. It's not the one that's already been spun for us. It's not the one that's the biggest and brightest and blingiest. It's about what we are intuitively drawn to. And we've got here the untethered, unhooded uh, uh, connection with truth, connection with feminine spirituality. Doesn't mean female, it just means that community spirituality. It's about taking the blindfold off. We need to remove the blindfolds and look at the truths. But it's also intuitive truth as well. Yeah, connecting emotionally with our past as a country and going back to a simpler time where we live in harmony with the earth. This is the message that the Gulaga are bringing us. And we can create this magic. We can create together the magic. Bring forth, we have everything at our disposal. We can bring it forth. We have the power. Exchanging of ideas. I'm not seeing money here. I'm seeing exchanging back and forth of ideas, give and take. And here we have the new beginning presented to us, where we are putting down the roots and we are in connection with country. It's not going to happen overnight. It will take slow and steady progress forward, but it is forward, and we will reach this point of an emotional culmination where we know emotionally, We have here the feminine energy, inspirational, intuitive, inspiring of others, grounded, confident, where we will see from a different point of view. The light is shone and we will see from a different point of view. There is going to be anxiety for some who can't bring themselves to see this, but you've got the white dove, the white raven of truth. You must look up what the white raven means. The white raven is going to overcome this darkness. And it's going to be something that blows our mind. It's going to be, what is the Gulaga, the Yowie here for? It's here to teach us connection with Earth. It's here to reconnect us with wisdom of the Earth and live in harmony. Wow. Keep the questions coming. What a great way to finish. Love to you all. Take care.